Hare Krishna. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaisnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Shahagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakamitam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kantha Radha Kantha Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanespari Vrishabhanu Stuti Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Panebhyo Vaisnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Kam karoti vachalam Pangulam Khayate Girim Jat Kripa Tamhang Bante Sri Gurun Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. So welcome to our Bhakti Sastri class. So before I continue further, anybody would like to share what we have discussed in our previous class? Something, 1 or 2 points, just to refresh what was happening in the previous class. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit sick. So I may cough, I may sneeze later. I got a little cold and I'm drinking some hot water here. So kindly tolerate that. Okay, anybody would like to share something that come across to your mind?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, can hear me clearly, Prabhu?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I will try to remember what you explained previous class. You explained about the sign victory of Pandava. There is 4. The first is the sound of conch shell, because that is the belong to Sri Krishna. So that is sign victory about Pandava. And the second is there is word Madhava. That's Madhava mean husband of goddess fortune, that is Krishna, because Krishna is with the Pandava, with the Arjuna. So that is also Saint Victory. And number 3 is Arjuna get chariot from Agnidev. And the last one is there is flag Hanuman. Okay. So Arjuna is follow the Acharya, fighting Acharya of Hanuman. So nice. Arjuna can become the winner in the battle.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anybody would like to share something else apart from the signs of Pandava's victory?
Yeah, can I speak?
Yes, Hare Krishna, please.
Hare Krishna.
Nanda
Duryodhana, he went and he told to Dronacharya, not Bhishma Pitama, because the Pandavas was his student as well. And then when he was addressing very cleverly, he addressed, because Bhishma Pitama was also listening. So he addressed in a way that Bhishma don't get offended, but he fulfilled his purpose also.
Nice. Thank you very much. So yes, in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, in the first chapter, in the beginning of the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So we found how actually Duryodhana is being a very clever diplomatic person, and he approached Dronacharya in such a way in which actually Bhisma, and actually not only Bhisma, but other warriors in his side also will not get offended. You know? And how he flattered like Vikarna, who is actually very insignificant warrior, but he flattered him in order to, then he will feel that he's actually being appreciated. His presence is appreciated by Duryodhana. So we found that Duryodhana's diplomatic nature, and he is very clever. Not an easy situation at that time that Duryodhana faced. And then we found four signs of the Pandavas' victory, which is the presence of Madhava or Krishna, and then the Divya Sankha or the divine counsels blown by Krishna, and then the chariot donated by Agni to Arjuna, and the emblem or mark of Hanumanji on Arjuna's chariot. And we found also that how Krishna is reciprocating with his devotees. The Bhakta Vatsala. Krishna is known as the Bhakta Vatsala. He's reciprocating with his devotees. Indeed, Lord Krishna, he is the master of all the universe, of the whole universe, but he's taking a role here as the servant of his own servant. So that's actually Krishna's glories. Krishna, Srila Prabhupada explained this word Achyuta because Arjuna addressed Lord Krishna as Achyuta. Senayor Ubayor Madhye Ratam Sthapaya Me Achyuta. So Arjuna told Krishna that please bring my chariot between the two armies, O Achyuta. So this word Achyuta is very significant. Achyuta means infallible, somebody who never failed. Okay. So also Krishna, he never failed, including becoming the servant of his own servant. So this is his glory. Therefore, he's addressed as Achyuta. If he fails to do that, then he's not Achyuta. Okay. So today we try to, excuse me. Today we try to finish up the whole first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So we will be discussing Arjuna's reason not to fight. Okay, so actually there are 5 reasons for Arjuna for not fighting. We'll find in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, there are 4 reasons given by Arjuna. And in the beginning of the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is giving 1 more reason. So total there are 5 reasons for Arjuna not to fight. Okay, this is text number 28. Arjuna Vacha Dristvemam Swajanam Krishna Yuyutsum Samupastam Siddhanti Mamagatrani Mukham Cha Parisushati. Translation. Arjuna said, my dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives present before me in such a fighting spirit, I feel the limbs of my body quivering and my mouth drying up. So here it is explained that Arjuna, he feels astonished. He feels astonished to see the fighting spirit of his own relatives actually in the opposite party. So Arjuna's symptoms here describe his limbs, the limbs of his body quivering and his mouth drying up. So this is the first reason, which is actually compassion. So he feels compassion, immediately. Arjuna feels like, no, I don't want to kill. I don't want to kill all these personalities. They are actually my superior, my grandfather, my teacher, my cousin brothers, uncles are there. So Arjuna feels compassion. the Acharyas describe, Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan described that it is actually natural for a devotee to develop good qualities. So those who are devotees of the Lord, it is natural for them to develop good qualities. It is also described by Prahlad Maharaj in the 5th canto, 18th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavatya kinchana sarvair gunais tatra samast suraha. Harawa bhaktasya kuto mahadguna manoratena sati davato bahihi. So yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana. So those who worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana. Sarvair gunais tatra samaste sura. Sura means actually the demigods. So it is automatically for them to develop the good qualities possessed by the demigods. In this case, in Arjuna's case, he feels compassion. His heart is so soft. So this is the good qualities, one of the good qualities that Arjuna possesses here, being a devotee of the Lord. Harau atasya kuto mahadguna manoratena. Harau abhaktasya. Abhakta means the non-devotees. And in another hand, the non-devotees, Harau abhaktasya kuto mahadguna. What good qualities they possess? Is there any good qualities possessed by the non-devotees? Prahlad Maharaj said, no. Manoratena, manoratena sati davato bahihi. Because whatever activities they may perform, manoratena, it is out of their own mental speculation. So here the word manoratena in that verse is described as follows. Manoratena. Ratena means chariot. So the chariot of their mind dragging them to act, and therefore it is considered to be speculative because our mind is imperfect, so whatever we do is also imperfect. Well, we may argue that sometimes we see also the good qualities in the amongst the non-devotees, right? They are charitable, for example, kind and friendly, but ultimately those good qualities, if not accompanied by bhakti, then it's just simply another bondage in the material world. Because when pious or sin, both these two things, pious and sins, actually they are just like two sides of a coin. So they are non-different. Because good and bad will bind us in the material world. Whether we go to heaven or hell, still that is, a bondage within the material universe. But if we just like we drink milk, milk is good. But if you add a little bit jaggery or sugar candy into the milk or little honey, so the taste will be perfect. Milk is good for health, and also the taste is very nice. So similarly, good qualities, if accompanied with bhakti, then it will become perfect combination. Srila Prabhupada in his purport writes, such symptoms in Arjuna were not due to weakness, but to his soft-heartedness, a characteristic of a pure devotee of the Lord. You see, even Srila Prabhupada, he glorified this Arjuna's mentality of being compassionate. In fact, later in the Karpanyadoso verse 2.7, we find that actually Arjuna mentioned that it is due to the my weakness of the heart. My heart is so weak, therefore I cannot decide anything whether I should fight or go away from this battle. But Srila Prabhupada explained here in his purport that it is the good character of a devotee. Of course, Arjuna is acting in such a way as if he's, just like a mundane person, put into illusion by Lord Krishna's Yogamaya, of course. So when a devotee, it is described that when a devotee seemingly commits some mistake, so that's actually the influence of Lord Krishna's Yogamaya potency, the internal potency of the Lord acts upon such a devotee. And very soon he will be rectified by Lord Krishna himself. We find like, Brahma, even he commits some mistakes, as if Lord Brahma puts into illusion. But actually that is the influence of Lord Krishna's Yogamaya potency. Because Lord Krishna, he has some plan behind any incident that a great devotee may sometimes apparently commit some mistake. For example, Lord Brahma, he steals the cowherd boys and the calves, But the main purpose of that Lord Brahma being illusion is that because Lord Krishna, he wanted to fulfill the desires of the Brajavasis. So for 1 full year, Lord Krishna, he becomes their sons, and Lord Krishna, he took the form of the calf. So in that way, actually, Lord Krishna also reciprocating with the mother cows in Vrindavan. So that's how actually Lord Krishna's plan act upon Brahmaji. And simultaneously, Lord Krishna wanted to teach us, even the great personalities like Lord Brahma, sometimes they fail to understand my original position as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we should not think here Arjuna as a mundane person, mundane being, attached to his family. So these are all actually the way how Krishna influenced Arjuna in order to Lord Krishna speak the Bhagavad Gita. So if Arjuna immediately executing the order of Lord Krishna to fight, then Krishna will not speak the Bhagavad Gita through Arjuna. Any question so far? Otherwise, we'll move to the next verse. Text number 29. My whole body is trembling, my hair is standing on end, my bow Gandiva is slipping from my hand, and my skin is burning. So this is a further symptom of his being compassion. Text number 30. The sloka it is mentioned, Nimittani chapashyami viparitani kesava. I am now unable to stand here any longer. I am forgetting myself and my mind is reeling. I see only causes of misfortune. O Krishna, killer of the Kasi demon. Viparitani, just the opposite. So this word is very significant here. Viparitani, just the opposite. So Arjuna is addressing Krishna here as Kesava, the killer of the Kasi demon. The killer of the Kasi demon. In actually sarcastically, Arjuna is addressing Krishna here as the killer of the Kasi demon because Kasi is Lord Krishna's enemy. Okay, and Krishna kills only his own enemy. This is the commentary of Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan. Later, we'll find also Krishna actually addressed by Arjuna as Madhusudana. Same thing here happening. That actually Krishna is the killer of Kasi demon. So Krishna kills only his enemy, the demon. But in another word, Arjuna is telling Krishna that why you are inducing me to kill my own family, to kill my own kinsman. Of course, the Kauravas at that time they are acting as Arjuna's enemy, but still Arjuna didn't see that all of them are his enemy. Rather, he still think that this is my family, this is my cousin brothers. So Lord Krishna is addressed by Arjuna here as Kesava, the killer of Kasi demon. You are the killing of your enemy, but you yourself asked me to kill my own kinsman. Why? Okay, this is the second reason, enjoyment. So enjoyment, because Arjuna is arguing to Krishna that what is the use, even if we win the battle, okay, we get the kingdom, But then how we can enjoy without our brothers? How we can enjoy without our brothers? All of them will be killed. Okay. How I can enjoy on the, actually this is further more elaborated in the second chapter. What is that? Guru nahatva hi mahanubhava Sriyo bhoktum bhaiksamapi haloke hatvartha kamam stu gurum ivaiva bunjiya bhogam rudira pradiktam. Arjuna said, Bunjiya bhogam rudira pradiktam. What is the use? Whatever enjoyment that we get by gaining this kingdom, it's all actually tainted by blood. So Arjuna is saying here, I cannot really enjoy without my brother. Just like we also, because it's, for example, we have family members, and whenever we get something which is make us happy, we would like to share with them also. That is actually a natural tendency in the day-to-day life. We have brothers, we would like to share with him. So in the lecture, Srila Prabhupada mentioned, so Arjuna is playing like an ordinary foolish person. Srila Prabhupada mentioned here. Nimittani viparitani. Where is my happiness? I came here to fight to get happiness, and I have to kill my own kinsman. Then where is my happiness? I cannot enjoy the property or the kingdom alone. There must be relatives, brothers. So of course, his brothers like Yudhishthira Maharaj, Bhima, Nakul and Sahadev, they are there. But still Arjuna is seeing that Duryodhana and all other Kauravas, the members of the Kauravas, they are also Arjuna's brothers. So what is the use of gaining this kingdom and our brother will be die, and the cause will be us, will be me, Arjuna said like this. Text number 31. Nacha Shreyo Lupashyami. Arjuna said, I do not see how any good can come from killing my own kinsman in this battle, nor can I, my dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom, or happiness. So I highlighted this word Shreyo. Shreyo means good, but actually Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments that the word good in Sanskrit can be Shreyo, and the another one is Preya, Shreya and Preya. But here Arjuna is cleverly using this word Shreyo because he is addressing, Shreyo means the ultimate goal actually. He's seeing the future. He's seeing the future. The word Preya means just good, just for at that very moment. But Shreyo is when you say something good by seeing the future. So Arjuna is telling Krishna, how can be, our future will be good if we are killing our own kinsmen. The purpose, Srila Prabhupada said, without knowing that one's self-interest is Vishnu or Krishna, conditioned souls are attracted by bodily relationships, hoping to be happy in such a situation. So Arjuna is, this is actually why this chapter is called Arjuna Visada Yoga. This is the yoga of Arjuna's dejection, Arjuna's bewilderment. So Arjuna is really, really, really confused here. You see how Krishna's energy is so powerful that even such an advanced person, very knowledgeable, such as Arjuna, can, as if he's fall victim of illusion, that he now becomes too attached with his family members. Prahlad Maharaj in the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam mentioned, what is that? Nate vido swartagatim hi Vishnum durasaya ye bahir artamanina andhaya thandair upaniyamanam tepi satantriam urudam nibaddaha. Urudam nibaddaha. Nate vido swartagatim hi Vishnu. So people in general, they don't know the goal of life is actually to attain the shelter of Lord Vishnu's feet. Nate vidu swartagatim Vishnu. Dura saya ye bahir artamaninam andhaya thandaya. And the leaders in the society, Prahlad Maharaj said, just like blind man. So blind men, the leaders, they are blind, and the society also blind. So our present situation is that just like a blind man guided by another blind man. So what is the result? Andhaya thandaya upaniyamanan. So both the leader and the society, they fall into the ditch of material world. So that blindness, actually, the first cause is actually the bodily concept of life. When we think that we are the body, so it is natural for us to be attached with the body. And the attachment of the body is not only with this body, but whatever related to the body, such as house, wealth, wife, children, relatives. So attachment to the body does not simply mean attachment to this very body, but whatever connected to this body. So this is the situation of Arjuna. Srila Prabhupada mentioned in the lecture. So here the problem is what is Shreya, what is ultimate good. That is mistaken here. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita is required. He is thinking that Krishna is not so important. My family is important. My family. Although he is a devotee, therefore, Kanistha Adhikari in the lower stage of devotion, one may be interested in Krishna consciousness, but his real interest is how to improve this material life. So we find actually we ourselves in this kind of situation, you know. Rupa Goswami explained that, what is that? Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yukta Vairagyam Uchati. So everything, whatever possession that we have, you know, should be connected to Krishna. And that is called actually Yukta Vairagya, the real renunciation. So we are using whatever we have in order to please Krishna, such as wealth. Of course, everything is belong to Krishna ultimately, but now falsely we are claiming that something is belong to us, and whatever we possess actually should be connected to Krishna consciousness in order to please Krishna. But in other hand, many times we ourselves we find ending up by, you know, we are worshiping Krishna in order to get something, in order to improve our material life. Of course, kama sarva kama va moksha kama udara dihi tivrena bhakti yogena jajeta purusham param. So doesn't matter with whatever motivation we approach Krishna. That's fine, you know? Whether we are akama, having no material desire, moksha kama, desiring to get some liberation from this material world, or akama sarva kama, or full of material desire. We have a lot of material desire to be fulfilled. And if we approach Krishna, we pray to Krishna, please give me this, please give me that. You know? But still, approaching Krishna is still better than approaching any other personality such as the demigods. This will be discussed in the 3rd chapter later. So Arjuna is, you know, this is a very famous analogy, the two birds in a same tree. So the soul and the super soul. So we are busy We are busy in enjoying the fruit of the tree, and we forget our real friend who is always accompanying us, sitting next to us. So this is Arjuna's situation, that he turned his face to another side. He is not looking at Krishna. Krishna is sitting there along with him in his chariot, but he's turning his face toward his own family members. How can I save my family members? And at the same time, I have to get some happiness, and I would like to share my happiness with them. So here, text 32 till text 35. O Govinda, of what avail to us are a kingdom, happiness, or even life itself, when all those for whom we may desire them are now arrayed on this battlefield? O Madhusudana, when teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, maternal uncles, fathers-in-law, grandsons, brothers-in-law, and other relatives are ready to give up their lives and properties and are standing before me, why should I wish to kill them, even though they might otherwise kill me, O maintainer of all living entities? So the word here is Janardan, O Janardan. Janardan means the maintainer of all living entities. I am not prepared to fight with them, even in exchange for the three worlds, let alone this earth. What pleasure will we derive from killing the sons of Dhritarashtra? So very interestingly here, that Arjuna addressed Lord Krishna in three names here. First one is Govinda, second one is Madhusudan, the third one is Janardan. The first one is Govinda. Okay, anybody would like to share why Arjuna is addressing Krishna as Govinda in this verse?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nagarjun Prabhu.
Because Govinda means who give pleasures to cows and our senses. So here Arjuna want to take pleasures to his senses. So that is why he called as Govinda.
Thank you. Yeah, because Krishna, Govinda means, as Nagarjun Prabhu mentioned, that one who gives pleasure to the cows and also the senses. So Arjuna addressed Lord Krishna here as Govinda because Arjuna said that, you are Govinda. Ultimately, you are the one who gives the pleasure to everybody's senses. So you have to understand what can give pleasure to my senses. So Arjuna, now he's becoming a self-centered. He becomes a self-centered, that you should understand what can give pleasure to my senses. And that's not the battle, definitely not by killing my kinsmen. And then second, Madhusudan. This is the same reason as why he addressed Lord Krishna as Kesava, or the Kesi demon. Because Krishna, he induced Arjuna to kill his own family members. But Krishna himself is killing only his enemy. Of course, Krishna kills Kamsa also, who is actually his own uncle. But Kamsa is a great demon. And many times Kamsa attempted to kill Krishna. And then Janardan, the maintainer of all living entities. Who would like to share some thought why Krishna is addressed by Arjuna here as Janardan? Anybody? Yeah, because Janardan, the maintainer of all living entities. So Arjuna is addressing Krishna. You are the maintainer of all living entities, but why you are inducing me to kill all of them? That's okay. Text number 36. Papam eva strayed asman hatvaitan attatayinaha. Translation: sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain, O Krishna, husband of the goddess of fortune, and how can we be happy by killing our own kinsmen? So this is the third reason given by Arjuna, is sinful reaction. So Arjuna said that if we kill our friends, our family members, or Madhava, goddess, the husband of goddess of fortune, will incur some sin. Papam evas rayed asman. But okay, first let's see here the word Madhava in this verse. Krishna is addressed as the husband of goddess of fortune. So definitely Krishna will bring all fortunes. But by killing our own kinsmen, Arjuna said, what fortune will be there? What fortune will be there? The only thing that we get is sin. So you are Madhava, but at this very moment, you are not Madhava. Here, Atatayunaha means aggressors. So there are 6 kinds of aggressors. Probably all of you are familiar with this one. The first one is that a poison giver, one who sets fire to the house, one who attacks with deadly weapons, one who plunders riches, one who occupies another's land, and one who kidnaps a wife. So these are 6 kinds of aggressors. And if we kill such kind of aggressors, we don't actually incur sins. We don't actually incur sins. That's the law of nature. Poison giver. So actually, all these 6 activities have been done by the Kauravas to Pandava. Poison giver. We found a lot of pastimes, especially when Duryodhana gave a poison to Bhimsen, and throw him to the Ganga river. And then one who sets fire to the house, very famous pastime, where they are trapped in this wax house, by which actually the Kauravas, they burn this house in order to kill the Pandavas and Mother Kunti. But luckily at that time, before the Kaurava sets the fire at night, so Vidura gave the advice to the Pandavas: learn the art of the rat, of a rat. So Yudhishthira Maharaj understood why Vidura said this. So immediately they asked Bhima to dig the ground, to make a tunnel by which they can escape. And actually there are 5 men and 1 lady who actually got killed during that firehouse. Actually, this lady is a maidservant, and the 5 is her sons. So the Kauravas thought that the Pandava was now dead. And then one who attacks with deadly weapons, it's obvious. One who plunders riches, that's also obvious. The kingdom is belong to Pandava, to Yudhishthira Maharaj. He's the right person to inherit the kingdom. But Duryodhana, he wanted to take Yudhishthira Maharaj's kingdom. One who occupies another lands, of course, Hastinapur belong to, not only Pandavas, but also the Kauravas, but they should share. But Duryodhana, he wanted to take everything. One who kidnaps a wife. So the incident when Dursasana dragged Draupadi, that's actually considered to be one who that the Kauravas wanted to snap Draupadi. And actually there is one incident in Mahabharata that Jayadratha, he actually tried to kidnap Draupadi. And at that time he was caught by the Pandavas, and he saved his head, Jayadratha's head, and put 5 sikas. sometimes we ask a question, why as a devotee we are giving Sika. So Sika is actually a symbol that actually we are belong to somebody. We are the servant of somebody. So this Sika is that symbol, the symbol of being a servant. So Jayadratha was saved by the Pandavas, and the Pandavas left 5 Sikas, here, 5 Sikas. That means Jayadratha is now the slave of the Pandavas. Okay, text 37 to 43. This is the 4th reason why Arjuna didn't want to fight. So 37, 38, and 39 describing about the destruction of the dynasty. Okay, when the dynasty, the family is destroyed, the family becomes involved in a religion. So when this fight, this battle takes place, actually it is described that all men will be killed, and there is no protector for the woman. So as a result, woman will be polluted. When the woman is polluted, so when the woman is without protector, okay, so many men, irresponsible men, will take advantage of it, and comes unwanted progeny. So when woman gets polluted, unwanted progeny flourishing in the society, so family tradition stops. This family traditions refers by Arjuna here as the Pinda ceremony or the Shraddha ceremony, which is actually offering the food prasadam to the departed forefather. This is the family tradition that Arjuna is referring here. And then as a result of that, family welfare activities are devastated. So family tradition is stopped now. And the result is going to hell. You see, all this actually just like a chain, one after another. This is Arjuna's vision. That's why in the beginning he said, Shreya, what will be the ultimate good? There is nothing good from this battle, Arjuna said. Ultimately, it just leads all of us to the hell. Because first of all men will be killed, and then the woman will be unprotected, and unwanted progeny or Varna Sankara appear in the society. So when the Varna Sankara appear in the society will become chaotic, will become chaotic, and those kind of unwanted progeny will lead simply to devastated of their family tradition, because they don't know what is what. Nobody is giving them guidance. So family tradition stop. When it is described that actually when the forefather passed away, by offering this Pinda Shraddha, so actually they can get more enjoyment in the Pitriloka. But when Shraddha is stopped, this offering of Pinda is stopped, so they will be very hungry. There is no source of food. Then they will be suffering so much. And in the Garuda Purana also it is described that in the chapter 2 of the Garuda Purana, it is described that when sinful people, they are being punished in the hell. So of course, it is described there is only one enjoyment in the hell, and that is actually when they take a break from the punishment and they are given some food to eat. So those who are offering Pinda, if the forefather very sinful and the descendants of that person offering some Pinda, so while taking the break from the punishment in the hell, so he gets some prasadam, some food. But if the descendant of this person who is being punished in the hell doesn't offer any Pinda, So he will be hungry. There is no food. So that's the only enjoyment in the hell. Just to take a little break to eat. So this is the fourth reason, destruction of the dynasty. So in the purport, this is the Macmillan edition. This is Srila Prabhupada's original purport, I would say like that. Before the purport that we find now is actually the edited and enlarged purport. But this is Srila Prabhupada's personal handwriting. I just put it here because I found it interesting. The four orders of human society combined with family welfare activities, as they are set forth by the institution of the Sanatana Dharma or Varnashram Dharma, are designed to enable human being to attain his ultimate salvation. Therefore, the breaking of the Sanatana Dharma tradition by irresponsible leaders of society brings about chaos in that society, and consequently people forget the aim of life, Vishnu, God. Such leaders are called blind, and persons who are led by such leaders are sure to be brought into chaos. So that same verse in the 7th canto by Prahlad Maharaj here, actually indirectly quoted by Srila Prabhupada. I highlighted this word here, Sanatana Dharma or Varnashram Dharma. So sometimes, even among the devotees, we have this misconception that Varnashram is material. Well, definitely, I mean, like, it is material, but Varnashram is also Sanatan. There are two types of Sanatan Dharma. One is Bhagavata Dharma, and the another one is Varnashram Dharma. So Bhagavata Dharma pertaining to the soul, and Varnashram Dharma pertaining to the body. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained that actually, as long as we are in the sadhana platform, so we are all sadhakas, those who are performing sadhana, practicing devotees, as what we call it, practicing devotees, they must follow the Varnashram system. Okay, the Varnashram system. Because the Varnashram is actually just like a stepping stone in our spiritual life. Srila Prabhupada, in the last, I would say, in his death bed, I would say like that. Srila Prabhupada, that's a very famous video. You can search that. It is available in YouTube. Srila Prabhupada last instruction is, Prabhupada mentioned that unless one is elevated to the mode of Sattva Gun, it's difficult for us to make some advancements. And therefore, Varnashram is very essential. So now many devotees mentioning that Varnashram is not so important because it is material. Well, just need to chant Hare Krishna, everything will be fine. But we find also in our situation that we are having some difficulties even to chant our 16 rounds. Why? Because we are too much performing the Ugra Karma against, work against the scripture. Okay, that is not following Varnashram Dharma. Whenever Srila Prabhupada talk about Varnashram Dharma, actually he's referring to the simple living, live in the villages, live in the land with cows, grow our own food, no chemicals. That was Srila Prabhupada meant actually by Varnashram Dharma, establishing Varnashram Dharma. Because ultimately, Varnashram, by following Varnashram, we will be elevated to the mode of Sattva Gun. And the mode of Sattva Gun is just like a dry grass. If you want to burn something, the dry grass is actually very, very easy to catch the fire. So those who are in the mode of passion, Rajogun, they are compared just like a wet grass. They can get burned, but not so easy. And those who are in the mode of darkness, they're just like water. You cannot burn the water. So the mode of Sattva Gun and Rajogun, Sattva Gun definitely can be engaged in devotional service. And Rajogun Also, they can be engaged in devotional service, but Tamogun, there is no chance, there is no hope. We'll discuss more about the three modes of material nature in the 14th chapter later. But this is just a hint of that, because there are five subject matters is discussed in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Anybody would like to share what are those five?
Ishvara, Jiva, Karma, Kala, and Prakriti.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nagarjun Prabhu. So Iswara is Lord Krishna. Iswara, Jiva, the individual soul, Prakriti, nature, Kala, time, and what is that? What is one more? Iswara, Jiva, Prakriti, Karma. Karma is, we know all what is karma, the result of our activities. So there are four, out of these five, there are four eternal and one is not eternal. So only karma is not eternal. Okay, Iswara is eternal, Jiva is eternal, Kala, time is eternal, and Prakriti is also eternal. Sometimes we think that Prakriti is not eternal. No, Prakriti is Lord Krishna's external energy, and Krishna's energy is eternal. And therefore, Prakriti is also eternal. Nature is eternal. But the explanation is that sometimes it is manifested, sometimes unmanifested. So during the time of creation, it is manifested. We can see everything is manifested. And at the time of annihilation, it is unmanifested. But that nature, Prakriti, is eternally invested there in Krishna's energy. And the last one, karma, is the only one which is not eternal, because we can stop our karma by devotional service. Okay, as long as we have the karma, whether it is good or bad, so we will be entangled in this material world. But when we cut off the chain of this karma by reconnecting again our eternal relationship with Krishna, then karma will be, the chain of karma will be break up by this bhakti, devotional service. And Varnashram is a favorable tool in the performance of bhakti, devotional service. We may argue why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not emphasize about Varnashram 500 years ago. Well, because 500 years ago, people are following Varnashram system. Everybody give respect to sannyas. Everybody give respect to the brahmanas. When a brahmana or sannyas knocks your door and asks for charity, it is, it is a must thing that you have to give the brahmana or sannyas something as charity and offer obeisances. Now we find our situation, sometimes we meet a sannyasi and we don't offer obeisances. But during those days, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't talk so much about Varnashram. Of course, when he asked Ramananda Roy, what is the ultimate good for all people? What is the highest thing, the highest knowledge? Ramananda Roy described. He quoted the verse from the Vishnu Purana, Varnasrama Charavata Purushena Parapuman Vishnu Aradhyate Pantha Ananyat Tatos Charan. This is a very famous verse. Ramananda Roy said, quoting this verse, Varnasrama Charavata Purushena Parapuman Vishnu Aradhyate Pantha Na Anyat Tatosa Charana. There's no other thing. Na Anyat Tatosa. There is no other thing can please Lord Vishnu other than simply following the Varnashram system strictly. So at that time, 500 years ago, everybody is following Varnashram. That's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, because he understood that by taking sannyas, everybody, including all the offenders that offended Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, will offer obeisances to him because he took sannyas. And by offering obeisances to a sannyas, actually our sin is destroyed. simply by bowing down in the front of sannyas, just like a rod, just like a stick. Our sin is destroyed because we get the dust of such a great soul. Of course, nowadays, especially in India, sannyasis, if in 2014, I went to Varanasi. So I met a lot of, sannyasis with the, red cloth, of course, red cloth and very detached. And I offer obeisances to all of them. And then my friend said, why you are offering obeisances to rascal? I said, why rascal? They're sannyas, but they're Mayavadi sannyasis. They are Mayavadi sannyasis. But yeah, I said, well, I just want to offer obeisances. So what is the problem? But then, we have to, still we have to respect them, but we don't associate with them. We respect because they are taking the highest order, which is sannyas in the ashrama order, which is sannyas, the highest order. Give them respect, but we have to keep away if they are non-devotees, if they are Mayavadi sannyasi. We respect them. Okay, text 44 and 45. Alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts driven by the desire to enjoy royal happiness. We are intent on killing our own kinsmen. Better for me if the son of Dhritarashtra, weapons in hand, were to kill me, unarmed and unresisting on the battlefield. So Arjuna said that, okay, I don't want to kill all of them. Even if they attack me with their weapon and I am standing here without weapon, let them just slay my head. That's it. I don't want anything from them. So this is Arjuna's, soft-heartedness, I would say like that. Oh, sorry. This is text number 46. I thought 45 is the last verse of the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So text 46, Sanjaya said, Arjuna, having thus spoken on the battlefield, cast aside his bow and arrows and sat down on the chariot, his mind overwhelmed with grief. So this is a lecture by Srila Prabhupada. This is the last slide of today's presentation. Therefore, this battle was arranged so that all the rascals and demons will come there and it will be killed in one place. And the right person, Maharaj Yudhishthira, will be installed on the throne. That was his plan, the right person. Krishna wants his representative to rule over the kingdom. The king, the blah, blah, blah. King means representative of God. So we see, ultimately, this is the reason why Krishna is inducing Arjuna to fight with his own family members. Because Duryodhana is not the right person who should occupy the throne. So Lord Krishna wanted to enthrone Maharaj Yudhishthira and rule over the kingdom. Okay, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We just finished in an hour. So anybody has some comments or something that you want to share or some question, probably, you are welcome. Okay, otherwise, I take your silence as no comment, no question. So just to wrap up again from the beginning of the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So in the first section, we find that Dhritarashtra is inquiring from Sanjaya what is happening in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So his mind actually at that time full of anxieties, full of anxieties. He know actually his son's party will be defeated, but still he's hoping, that Bhismadev is there. Maybe he can do something to defeat the Pandavas. So his mind is full of anxiety because the battlefield of Kurukshetra is a holy place. Then of course the virtuous person, the virtuous people will be favored by the holy place. That's the first part of that, the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And then we found the Duryodhana, who is actually very diplomatic. And then we found Krishna being the Bhakta Vatsala, reciprocating with his devotees, especially to Arjuna by becoming his chariot driver. And then we find the signs of the Pandavas' victory. There are 4 signs: the presence of Madhava, the council, Divya Sankar, divine councils, and chariot donated by Agni to Arjuna, and Hanuman's picture on Arjuna's chariot. And then today we have discussed the reasons for Arjuna not to fight. As I mentioned earlier, that there are 5 reasons. We'll find one more reason in the beginning of the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So the 4 reasons are, anybody would like to share? Without looking at the note, probably. Okay, the first one is compassion. So Arjuna, seeing the spirit, the fighting spirit in the opposite party, oh, wow, they are very eager to fight. They are very eager to win the kingdom. And seeing grandfather Bhisma and his family members, Dronacharya, his teachers, Arjuna becomes compassion. He didn't want to kill all of them. So that's the first reason. Second reason is that enjoyment. How can Arjuna enjoy the kingdom if all his brothers, family members are killed? Third reason is that sinful reactions. So Arjuna addressed Lord Krishna as Madhava, the husband of goddess Fortune. But by inducing Arjuna to fight, Arjuna's opinion is that how come good fortune will come from this battle? There is no good fortune. The only thing that we get is only sin. Killing our own family members, definitely sinful. That's Arjuna's third reason. And the last, on today's discussion, the fourth one is that the destruction of the family dynasty. This will lead, to polluted women because they are unprotected, and then appear the Varna Sankara, or unwanted progeny in the society, and then the family tradition offering the Shraddha or offering Pinda is stopped, and as a result, the family members in the society will go to the hell. Okay, so that's the 4 reasons that given by Arjuna, and we'll find one more in the second chapter. Of course, by seeing this, actually, we convinced that whatever Arjuna has said actually completely true. He gave such a very strong argument, but we will find later how Krishna just breaking Arjuna's arguments for not fighting. Okay. So that's for today. If there's no comments or question, I'll take your permission to end up this class. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for attending. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhu Eva Cha Patana Namo Namah.